by the fire came the tale of 5 steadfast adventurers as they explore the mysterious isles of Dockator. Join us on the Swordcast Adventures.
Last time on the Swordcast Adventures. Look, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not totally clear on what happened last night. Grimtuck was being weird and he gave us some berries. I was a little hesitant at first, but according to Silence, we're probably about to die, right? So fuck it. We filled Silence and Amelia in about all of Cassandra's bullshit, and ironically, the last thing I clearly remember is Metolius curing my memory loss. There was some kind of crazy light coming up from under the water, which I'm not totally sure was even there to begin with. And there was a spectral bear at one point that Grimtuck seemed to be talking to, but I definitely didn't understand anything it was saying. After that, things got super fuzzy. I woke up in Grimtuck's bed, Grimtuck woke up in the crow's nest, Alduin woke up without a boot, and now we're here, ready to fight our way through the veil, right?
So as the waves crash against your boat and shift, you see Silence rush up and ready herself behind the helm. You hear her call out, "Everyone brace yourself! The veil comes and we must travel through it." Ahead of you, odd spires of stone on either side, leading this large canyon-like channel in the midst of the ocean. All around it, weird, almost spines and spikes stick out from the sea itself, and above, almost like chiseled rock formations point out at the tops, making this weird barbed crown-like look upon the veil itself. And on all of this, that odd scent of rot seems to come from these large, bloated masses set upon anything that seems to hold, anything that seems to pierce and impale. You see what looks to be a large shark on the actual bow of a ship, stuck straight through it. You see humanoids dashed against the rocks here and there. You see their bodies run through by long, sharp points. And all around the ocean and all above, you just see what you can only imagine to be food for this massive creature that you've heard of.
Yikes. Grimtuck definitely pulls his hood up.
Word.
As we start to get into...
Morning, right?
This is morning.
As we start to get into the choppier water, can Amelia find a place up on the top deck near Silence? And she's going to cast guidance on her.
Got it. So yeah, as you remember, there's two masts. There's a large main deck and then a slightly higher deck where the actual helm is set. And obviously there's below deck there as well as the captain's quarters.
If we're attacked... Oh, continue. Sorry.
What's up?
Never mind. Continue your description.
Oh, it's just... And so you see a few crew members running around and battening all the hatches and all that wonderful ship talk, as well as getting the sails ready.
Is the Elduin is going to look up at the crow's nest and see if there's room for perhaps an archer up there.
Seems like it.
Then I will climb 1 foot and 1 booted foot over the
Okay.
up the mast. I'll place myself up there with all my my fighting equipment, in case something happens.
Sure.
What are we going to do if something does happen? Do we want to make a plan?
I mean,
You
what are
see
we
you're
even
probably
facing?
about 10 to 15 minutes out from the actual veil itself.
What do we know of these creatures?
Then I wouldn't cast
Sorry.
that spell
Yeah,
until
yeah.
we were to get to the dangerous water.
I figured it was more like you're ready to cast it whenever, not that you just
that's fair.
popped a hand.
Yeah.
Cool.
So there's the back part where the wheel is, and then it goes down to a middle deck, and then it comes back up again in the front.
Yeah, it kind of it more just rises up slowly. I think there's a slight, probably maybe 3 foot stair to the front portion of the deck, leaving the middle portion indented down.
So it's got like a swoop to it.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Grimtuck would approach Silence and just ask, "What do you know of this creature that we may face?"
Like I said last night, if I'm not mistaken, it's a large, what is it again? Periton. It's one who's grown to massive size.
Oh, okay. So
We
It
fought
seemed that
these
you-
creatures on the mountain.
I was going to say, it seemed that you had been familiar with it.
I mean, I think I just nodded at a lot of what everyone said last night. I just wanted to kind of go with the flow. But yeah, it's one of the things on the mountaintop.
But this one
Yes.
is much, much larger.
Okay.
There are other smaller that seem to be part of its brood. But this one is...
How do you normally face it? Like
Well,
what?
normally I don't. Normally, we plan our travels very specifically. If we don't travel through here during its hunting times.
Oh, okay.
We didn't have that luxury trying to get out of Moor Beach.
So what do you recommend as far as fighting a creature? I mean, you have to have some type of plan in place if this were to come up.
She kind of puts her hands out and points to either side. It's like, there are cannons and competent people on my ship.
Awesome.
So grab a weapon, brace yourself, and hope we don't have to face this thing.
Cannons. All right, yeah. Hey, Metolius. Just gonna point at him. Cannons.
Yes, cannons, but maybe we could just lure the creature down to attack us, and then the crew can...
Shoot it with cannons?
Well, I meant sail the ship
Oh.
while we strike the creature down.
I'm just gonna like sort of pluck my bowstring a little bit and say, yes, cannons.
Elduin! Up top. Check it. Cannon. You just
Yes, that's
give it a shot, man.
crude but effective.
Can you magic a cannon?
No.
It only works with arrows?
It's... I haven't tried, but I don't think that would work. I need to be able to touch what it is that I'm firing.
I do have a spell prepared that can compel a creature to duel me.
Oh, badass.
And it would be less, it would be at a disadvantage to attack others. It would be forced to...
It just makes something fight
That
you?
sounds quite helpful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, that's super cool. Can you teach me that?
Uh,
I can summon a bear. I can show you how.
are you
Just
willing?
takes a few
Are you
berries.
willing to swear an oath to the forest goddess, Maliki?
Let's talk about this later.
Okay.
I realized I just walked into a whole other conversation.
Have you heard the good word of my? We get to the unicorn. It's just like, have you heard the?
Yeah, I've heard about you every morning, all the time.
Just takes its horn, pulls out a bunch of pamphlets and
Yeah,
stuck
yeah,
on
yeah.
the horn. It's like, take a pamphlet. Take
Bitch, these are Scientology.
Yeah.
What are you doing? All right, let's do that. You just pull it down and just do what we do.
Yes, I would need to be.
Metolius, don't get carried away, literally,
Well,
impaled on a spike.
that is what I have you all for. I would need to be within about 30 feet of it, roughly.
Should we get like something like a chain or fix it to the ship? Maybe if this thing comes down, we can try and snare it.
Perhaps if you have a rope or something, that could do that. It will require my full concentration to compel this creature, and it may not work.
Yeah. I'm not too great with lassoing things, so I might just have to hit it.
I think we just need to strike it down.
I'm comfortable with that. It's direct route.
We have range. We have cunning. We have strength. We have passion
And heart.
And friendship.
and friendship.
That's the strongest.
And love.
of all.
Swear to God, if treasure in this place. The friends we made along the way. Now, we have all these things. I do not see how some giant flying creature could get the better of us.
All right.
We just need to have faith in our pilot, our captain, as Metolius gestures to Silence. have faith in her abilities, and maybe we should protect her,
All right, well, let's go with that
or
route.
someone should. But I will be busy fighting this beast, so it won't be me.
Yeah. I fired cannons before. I'm a bullshit shot. So I'm just going to go try to chop
Eldwin,
it
what are you
down.
going to do if the creature attacks you in a crow's nest and we're unable to aid you?
I'm crafty. I'll think of something.
All right.
I could, I don't know. Climb down the rigging or something.
Or jump.
Or jump, though.
I'll catch you
That's not my
like
preferred
Fezzik
option.
in Princess Bride.
Yeah.
I've got long hair, it works.
Yeah. Long elven hair. That would work for me. Do you have anything to add, Amelia?
No, I think we will all be fine. We took down 2 fire giants and didn't even really
We're kind of
think
like
about it.
We're kind of like gods.
I wouldn't
Fine.
go that far.
That was
But-
out of game. That was a goof.
That being said, though, we should all be
Totally sense.
careful.
Yes, I agree. We should all be careful.
DM.
Everybody slowly stares at Rain.
So
all
I
be
can ritual
careful.
cast Find Steed.
Yeah.
Could I find a water steed? Like, could I ride a dolphin or something?
I thought you had summoned Phantom Steed.
Yeah, Phantom
which is
Steed's just
different.
a ghost horse.
It's a ghost horse, which
So
I
a
guess
ghost
technically
could-
could be maybe a ghost seahorse, but I'm not sure.
Or you just summon a ghost horse and it swims.
Wait, I'm
Or a
mixing up
ghost
whether it's
shark.
Find Steed or Phantom Steed.
It's
It's
Phantom,
Phantom
Steed.
Steed.
It's Phantom Steed.
Yeah.
Find Steed is what I did to find my elk friend.
A large quasi-real horse-like creature appears on the
Horse-like
ground.
creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't specify that it could swim, but I was just curious if I could ride a.
Does that say it has specific stats of a thing?
It doesn't.
Oh.
No,
It
it's
says
just horse-like
horse-like.
creature.
Okay. I love the
mean, there's only one
love
way
the
to find out.
ambiguity there.
The creature uses statistics for a riding horse,
Oh,
except
okay.
it has a speed of 100 feet and can travel 10 miles in an hour.
Dude,
Or
Phantom
13 at a
Steed's
fast
dope.
pace.
All right,
But
So-
it doesn't
rituals.
have a swim speed.
It
It's
does
a
not
good
have a swim
ritual
speed.
spell.
Okay.
sad face.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
No,
just be here if I
no
can
magic.
ride the waves.
No magic jet ski for you, bro.
Sick backflip. Alduin.
Onwards, you do.
All right, that's your water.
That is my water. Yours is heavy.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So,
This is everybody's water.
It's God's water.
As Metolius gestures to the ocean.
Well,
I think we're still a little high.
I think so too. So, as you continue, as after the conversation, you find yourself much closer. The smell is mixed now with the salt of the sea, and it becomes very rough. It is a heinous, just stench of kind of sweet and rot that kind of pours over.
Gross.
It's
Is the sun out or is it cloudy?
it's slightly cloudy right now because it's still pretty early in the day, so the clouds haven't been kind of like washed away. But if you were to be out in the mid sun, it
Oh.
would be real bad.
That's why I was wondering. Cool.
But you notice that you're probably about 2 minutes from the entrance to the Vale as you see Silence now take her place at the helm. And everyone, you see all of the crew on deck brace themselves and ready at any point they need be. Where are you? So you're Elduin, you're in the crow's nest.
Looking with my elf eyes.
What do your elf eyes see? No. Amelia, you're behind Silence on the back.
correct.
in the helm.
Very
What
front
is-
of the ship. Sorry,
Okay.
go ahead.
Sending Teacup to look around above us.
Got it.
Yeah, very front with my half-orc eyes, my eagle eyes,
You eagle eyes.
and then
Metolius and Rain, where are you guys?
Metolius would be sort of center deck in
Okay.
the sort of most space, like the most free space sort of area, to fight this thing and not like run into obstacles or knock myself out on something.
Got it. You also see
That would be
Hawk,
embarrassing.
Belnir, and Baldric all kind of ready themselves as well. Belnir pulls himself out. He seems to have found himself a nice little warhammer. It seems ready. And he kind of gives you all a look. There's tired under his eyes.
This one's for the Iron Shoe
Yeah.
Club.
Sorry.
And this one. This one.
He doesn't seem to hold any, like, his eyes pass over you, and none of the looks that are given seem to be that of, like, anger or disdain. It's just he's had a lot to come to terms with, and he seems to have not slept well. He didn't have the wonderful berries, but he also wasn't up on deck, so you can't blame him.
That's
I mean,
true.
if he
Can't
needs
blame
to
you
work
for
through
it.
some shit, I got him.
I mean, you could try right now, if you want. But he seems to ready himself. He
Belly
knows
drugs.
what's kind of coming, or at least has a basic idea. So you see him with a hammer against one of the sides near the cannons where he first cut one off.
Can and this is purely out of game mechanical.
Sure.
Could Rain potentially get sneak attack damage on a cannon shot if somebody's within 5 feet of the enemy?
I think it has to be a finesse weapon.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah,
Cannons
it
are not
definitely
finesse
does.
I would also
make it
say,
up for this one?
I would also say no matter what, you'd have to at least have proficiency with it, and I don't think Rain has proficiency with cannon.
We can work on that.
You don't know me. No, I
Out of
absolutely
anyone
don't.
else at this table,
This is like the second time I've been on a ship. I don't have.
yeah,
proficiency.
I was gonna say
I was like, the
I do.
DM knows.
the
I
GM
know.
knows.
You're not proficient
I'm
in cannons.
kidding.
I've actually just removed the proficiency from your
so-
brain.
Ironically, you're not proficient.
Anyways.
Okay.
I just want to be hiding, like
In a barrel.
on like along the edges of deck somewhere.
great
Like if
idea.
there's like any like cargo boxes on the deck at all,
Sure.
or just
Yeah.
as out of sight as I can be.
I'll
Roll a hide.
Roll a hide.
roll a hide.
Roll a hide.
Before you roll a hide, I tell you that I'll try to keep the beast
gonna
faced
stick.
toward the bow of
Cool.
the boat and not the aft.
Perfect. I'm assuming you want to
The
stealth.
poop deck.
Yes.
16.
16.
Did you roll a 2?
She rolled a 3.
Yeah, that's about right. So,
That's amazing.
as you all brace and ready yourself where you are standing, you feel the ship lurch as it catches the current that sits within the veil itself. And as it does, you see Amelia. You see silence. Let's make it easier.
Yes.
You
from
see
going
silence.
forward.
Almost slap the wheel as it spins, and the whole ship turns into this swaying current. I would say this is the perfect time to do your.
Yep, I cast guidance.
Got it.
And then I'm going to stick my hands in my backpack and don my gauntlets.
Hulk hands.
Yeah.
Every time Hulk hands.
Well, every time Amelia swings, it just says smash in giant.
Clearly.
Okay, so as you
Oh, Hulk hands.
them good old Hulk hands. So we travel now. You feel the ship drop out from under you for just a moment as it catches one of the first currents, and you see as Amelia deftly swings the wheel around, it carves itself right around, and you all get a good look at what the dangers of this place are, as this decently massive rock just juts straight out of the ocean, and she curls the ship just around it, following the current just enough to slide right over it and not do any damage. As she pulls back, you see her once again slap the wheel back the other way, and she again rights the ship, now following down the current forwards. Just as that happens, the two sides of the veil pass by either side of the ship. You are now in this canyon.
So Amelia would basically like stand by her side, and like once she feels the guidance go away from her using it, she'd basically just stand there and like hit it over and over and try and help her as much as
Got
she
it.
can.
Word.
Take my energy.
Basically.
Grimtuck is hero posing up front.
Teak. Oh yeah, hero pose.
Hero pose.
You wanted to do some looking with Teak there, Elduin, correct?
Oh, sorry, say that again?
You wanted to do some looking with Teak.
Yeah, Teek's gonna snoop on everything.
Drone.
Got it.
Drone.
Engage drone.
It's always the landing of the drone that's the worst part.
Do you want me to roll for that, or...?
How high is Teak flying?
I can communicate with him
1,000 feet, I
like
think.
1,000 feet. So
it could be
just,
1,000
just
feet above the ship.
about inside in
It's
that.
100 feet, I feel like.
Oh, he's got advantage on sight. Yes.
Is it, I think it's 1,000 feet.
Okay.
Because at least
So
with
find
flying
familiar.
monkey.
That's
find
not
familiar.
still not great. 13.
13.
It's not important.
You can look through its eyes at 100 feet or 1,000.
No, 100.
I'll look it up while
So,
Storyman.
are you
talks.
looking through his eyes?
Sure.
Okay.
So you would use your perception, I think, right?
Does that change the number at
I
all?
guess that would change the number. Let me just double check. The distance. 100 feet to communicate telepathically.
Bam.
So he's 100 feet above me, and my perception would go to 15.
15.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Word. So. And sorry, one thing. Okay. So as T kind of flies up, and as you, your eyes go white, and you set yourself into his vision, you kind of look around as you're flying just kind of at the edge of the ridges above you, right? Is that where you wanted to set him, or high above?
I mean,
it?
he would basically above the ship,
Okay.
not like off too far to one side.
Okay. So as you're looking around, you see this. Just for a moment, you notice this odd shape just above the edge, high above you. You see one large, almost like fan-like protrusion kind of stick out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd like you all to roll a perception check.
For me or Teak, or how do you want me to do that?
Or is yours
You've already
in
rolled your
place?
perception check.
Okay,
Let's
cool.
just say that. You do not see this happening.
16.
I don't see this happening.
You see the fan of this, but you don't see what they're all looking for.
Yeah. And how far off is the fan?
It's a good distance. It's probably
This
about.
looks biological.
It seems like it.
Okay.
Everyone,
16.
boom.
11 for Rain.
15 for Metolius.
Amelia also got a 15.
Only Grimtuck sees this as he's kind of. You hear this quick, like flap of something. It almost sounds like wing beats, and you look back and see this black form dart right across. Eldon, what is Teek's AC?
Uh-oh.
Every day.
Literally every
We
time
should
I
have
use
a
him.
death count and see who gets knocked out more.
Hey,
Teak or
maybe
Ray.
I didn't hit Teek's AC.
11.
Okay, I
Oh, he's
did
a
hit.
small flying object, though, so it feels
We should
strange
just-
that his AC is
We
11.
should do the
but
counter, but we should do it in the gold cost.
I would also say that every time I've done this, you've put Teek in a possibly dangerous situation.
No, it's true.
Yeah, I mean,
No, that's true.
flying, yeah, but
Hey, I murdered the hell out of Eli's monkey on a regular.
All the time. It is not
'Kay.
financially sustainable.
10 points of damage pops Teek, correct?
oh yeah, he has
I am
one.
so
It will be
hit
at
Yeah,
some
yeah.
point.
So,
All right.
you feel
Rip
your
Teek.
sight instantly pop back into it. Grimtuck, you look up to see this quick flash of a shape fly by, and in an instant, Teek, it kind of puffs into just feathers and dust, and then it flies off to the side.
Am I able to make out what it is?
Roll nature.
As soon as this happens, I'm going to yell down, "Contact!"
That's fine.
I'm sorry to all the listeners that I just yelled at.
14.
14. You catch talons and wings and an oddly antlered head.
There it is.
Can confirm.
Yeah. Which bow would it be off of?
Right now, it's off the left. It would have flown
Starboard
across
or-
right to left.
So which bow is that?
Port, I think
Port.
is left.
Port?
And starboard is right.
I think so.
I think
That sounds right.
So port.
Okay, so I'll just yell out to everybody, "Flying creature off the port bow!" and just point my axe towards it, just in the
And
direction.
as you point up, you look up to see the quick black shadow disappear right over the ridge.
It's fine.
After that's called out, Amelia is going to turn to the edge of the ship and as like a spray of water hits, like goes up in the air from the waves, she's gonna stick out her staff and pull a stream of water from out of the air, and it's gonna come and wrap around her, and then like soak into her cloak and just like freeze over instantly.
Ooh.
I know this.
Love it. Love it. Love
I'm going to
That
draw.
flavor,
I'm going
though.
to draw and knock an arrow
was good. I
and
like that.
wait for something to be within sight and 600 feet of me.
Okay.
It looks like a giant effing Perryton, and then I'm going to shoot the crap out of it.
it. Word. Not a problem. So, as you continue through, you see, I would actually say, Elun, you notice just slightly off in the distance ahead of you, as you're now knocked and like on edge from this situation, from your companion once again falling to.
Yeah,
You see two small shadowed objects kind of flutter up from the sides, up into the sky. With your elf eyes, I would say you notice them having wings, talons, and also horns as well, as two Perrytons seem to just come into view in front of you, probably about 200-300 feet.
Does this look like this might be one of do either of these seem like they're in position to be the Perryton that took out Teak?
I would say no. These ones look way too far ahead.
Okay, all right, and so they're coming from. I'm just trying to get the where.
So ahead
about.
of you, they're flying up from either side and seem to be flying towards the ship now.
Okay. I'm going to call out down and say, there are 3 flyers!
Okay.
Shoot him!
Shoot her!
Am I in range?
You said 600 feet. Then with a 2 and 300, yeah, you're in range.
Yes.
Because I keep forgetting about it. Before we actually end up in initiative, can I put on my cloak of displacement that I got from Enoch?
I thought
Sure.
you had it on the whole time.
Oh, okay. I mean, it kind of.
Let's just say you throw your hood up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Because like I feel weird. I would feel weird wearing it all the time. Because doesn't it like kind of like
Because-
blur you?
Well,
Only if you
if
turn
Only
it
if the
on.
hood's up.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. So
Yeah.
I put the hood up.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just you just have a displacement.
You got cool
These
tassels on the front?
You
Yeah.
got these-
Anybody notice you get nauseous when you stare at rain too long? Like, it gives
That's
me a
just love.
only in combat.
My statement stays.
love and battle axes.
I will be sharpshooting.
Love on the battlefield. Do-do-do.
Love is about
Go for it.
Of course.
What'd you get?
Not great. Well, let's see.
What'd you get?
Yeah, an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
So you miss. So you're able to twist
so
it
I'm
into
gonna
some.
I'm gonna redirect it to the other one.
Got it.
bend.
19.
19 definitely hits to the second one. This also now kind of piques all of your attention as you hear Eldon call this down. Grimtuck calls back up, shoot them! And as you see now, Elduin's arrow flies off. You can see the two shadowed like specks just ahead of you, quite far. But you see Elduin's arrow fly, miss, and then turn just to the second.
Metolius will call up. Do you see the big one?
I don't see the big one. Well, 1 second. 12 points of magical piercing damage, and 3 of that is frost damage.
Got it.
Only a glimpse!
All right.
As it comes down to it, you see Silence now take the helm once again. I would like you all to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
So, side note, I can fire 2 arrows per round.
Oh, yeah.
So,
So-
can I do that,
Sure.
or is this just a sneak attack?
Sure.
All right, I'm just hammering these things as best I can. So I hit the second one, whichever the second
Yeah.
one is.
Dexterity.
And I'm gonna
One sec.
Saving
still aim at the first one.
Let him fire first, and then we'll
Yeah.
get to that. What'd you get?
18.
18 hits. So we're shooting for the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Don't get the frost damage this time. 9 points of piercing.
9.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you hear these odd, like, screeches coming forward from there. as you've now connected with both of them at least at one point.
Each one has an arrow in it.
Yes. Which now means dexterity saving throws, please.
19 for Grimtuck.
That's from everybody?
Yes.
10 for Metolius.
Amelia also got a 10.
22 for Rain.
22 for Elduin.
Word.
Nice.
As you see Silence take the helm and really crank it off to the port side, the ship lurches once again to the off around one of the giant outcroppings in the middle of it, and you feel your feet almost flow out from under you as it dips down into the waves, but you're able to hold position and hold your steadiness. At that moment, though, you notice that from behind you, this huge sound of just rushing wind, just... And then what light is still coming through the clouds, which still sets behind you, seems to be blotted out for a moment. I would like you all to roll initiative.
Yep. Side note, this music has me amped.
Right? I was going to mention that earlier.
Grimtech.
Rolled a natural 20, so that is 23.
Woohoo!
Advantage, baby.
14.
I also had advantage.
14
Nice.
for Elduin.
19 for Rain.
17 for Metolius.
Oh, yeah, your shield. Forget about that.
6 for Amelia.
Sight beyond sight.
Thundercast. Oh!
So as this crests and you see the sun kind of blotted out behind you, you hear this terrible shriek that echoes through the cavern walls and almost deafens you for a moment. But it does start with Grimtuck as this thing begins its charge.
Okay, so it's not here yet.
It's not there yet.
I will just ready in action. I will hold exactly where I am and basically just ready an attack action as soon as it's close enough. I'm just standing at the complete front of the ship, full Captain Morgan pose up on this motherfucker, battle axe in hand.
Got
Say,
it.
Come, foul beast! And that's it.
Okay. And it does legendary action.
Legendary. Awesome.
Word.
Do we want to set up an initiative on the screen or not?
I don't have them out right now.
Oh, they're right behind Eli.
Those are the old ones.
Oh.
Pass me the white box.
Oh. Well, if it's going to be an ordeal, I don't know.
Barbarian life, yo. It's like, oh, you're further than 10 feet away? I guess just I'll wait for you to come to me?
Yeah. You gotta get that,
I don't want to throw my lightning javelin off the fucking
well,
boat.
no.
So,
You gotta get something that returns to you, like that hammer, or
Mhm.
like, the chain of returning from
Right.
CR Campaign 1.
basically any of the CR stuff that lets you throw a weapon
Yeah.
as a barbarian.
Which I'm sure is just Pathfinder stuff.
Oh, yeah.
that
No, they
they
had a bunch of
adopt.
Pathfinder stuff for
Yeah.
the first one. The Boots of Haste are OP as
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
Sorry, one sec. Just setting up this. Dude.
Dude.
Dude, 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 dude.
I'm sure Justin can find some opportunity to cut this all out.
Nope.
But yes, this music is also super doing it for me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, same here.
So,
As a man with a Jolly Roger tattoo, I'm into this.
I'm so about this.
About this life. Pirate life.
I'm back on my bullshit.
That's my favorite phrase.
I do. I love it too.
So you see Hawk come up behind you, Grimtuck, and as you kind of make out that stance against the creature, Hawk goes, kind of whispers to you, and it's like, "You have this son. You are a true hero." And as he says that, you feel your body get invigorated as he casts heroism on you.
Nice.
Ooh, what does that do?
Ooh.
That gives you, you can't be frightened.
Nice.
You gain temporary hit points equal to their spellcasting ability.
Which he can't get technically because he has 10 HP from temporary HP.
Oh, you can't. They don't stack.
They don't stack.
Oh, okay.
So
Still can't be frightened.
I'm super into that.
yeah.
So
That's
you
okay.
feel bolstered.
Ugh. I mean, I was already having a great day, but that really helps.
Do really good.
Feel really optimistic about this.
now.
Yeah.
I'm on the sea. I'm hanging out with my friends. Had a really good night. Get to fight a giant thing. Today's
Unicorns
awesome.
kick ass.
Unicorns do kick ass.
Yeah, that's right.
As that happens, the creature, the giant black shape behind you, a terrible version of the monstrous creatures you've already fought, flaps its wings hard, and seems to pull in, almost for a dive, as it closes its wings down and becomes this feathered, horned, almost missile as it flies down, to just... It seems to fly down straight towards Elduin. You see it moving fast through, and it, just as it makes it to the very crow's nest Elduin's in, you see it unfurl its wings to slow itself down for just a moment. And that's its turn. But it basically rushes towards you, Elduin.
Sweet. Uh-huh. Yep, thank you.
It's
for
coming right for us.
That brings it to Rain's turn.
Oh, I wouldn't have
Would
raged
you,
because he wasn't here. yet.
as far as my assassinate
rage?
ability goes,
Okay, I didn't hear you, Rage.
No, I didn't.
You.
Would you say that it's taken a turn in combat already, since
Oh,
it like
yeah.
had a movement?
That was
action?
its turn.
Okay, so I wouldn't get advantage on that.
Yeah.
Well, that's dumb. That was my whole plan.
To roll better initiative. than the monster.
Pretty much.
Oh, man.
I mean, that's always the plan.
I guess
Hey,
I'll still
it's a
try
rogue's
to shoot
life.
it with my crossbow. I was just hoping to get the advantage so I didn't have disadvantage if it's further than 30 feet from me. Is it within 30 feet of me?
It is. I would say it's 40 feet at least, if not 50, to
Okay,
get
well
up to
then
the crow's nest.
disadvantage it is.
Yeah. I don't know how high a crow's nest is, but
It's more than 30 feet.
yeah, I would assume so.
Natural
How-
one.
Oh
First,
no.
first fucking.
Nat 1.
Yeah, now
Oh.
one.
Okay. Let me.
Time for some nat fun.
Yeah.
Let's roll on the fumble table. I would like you to roll a D100, please.
Alright. I'm not calling anything. I'm
Nope.
just rolling it. Okay.
This is the Game Master 5 fumble table that comes in the book itself, or in the
That
program.
would be a 6.
A 6. You're embarrassed, and it has no effect as you feel
I think I'm being embarrassed.
because you
is an
tried
effect.
to
You fucking hurt your own
you
feelings.
tried to shoot it with the crossbow.
Yeah.
So the crossbow string twangs, the bolt just tumbles off.
And I just think to myself in my embarrassment, God, I hope no one can see me because I have my hood up.
My dear, you wish.
Someone just threw a crossbow bolt out here.
Where does the crossbow bolt come from?
I don't think they know that's how it works.
Also, where'd Rain go?
You're supposed to shoot these things. You can't just.
She
throw
seems
it
to
with
be
a
like in
baby
two
arm.
places at once. It's annoying to
Messing
watch.
with my hand. Messing with my head.
But at that point, you see the two shapes that Elduin had fired upon begin to rush forward as well. It does take them a little bit of time. They do the same thing. They do two full. The two of them dash, doing their full movement towards it, and then we lean into. You hear a screech as three more erupt off the sides and start to swoop in. A total of 5 of these normal paratins begin to fly down upon you. Once again, though, they still do need to make a dash action to get there, so their first turn is just getting close. They're much closer now, though they're still flying just about at kind of sail's length at either side of the ship, kind of circling it as the Shrike sits there in front of Elduin. At the end of the last creature's turn, Elduin, it is going to make another legendary action and try to swipe at you with its talons.
Oh, so it is next to me.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It made it.
It dashed to.
I wasn't sure if it was
being
actually
in melee.
in
Yeah.
melee with me.
I
Okay.
think. Yeah. That's
Yes.
what I was picking up.
Okay.
So it is going to reach out with its terrible, large talons towards you.
It's like a slow motion movement.
Oh yeah. So as it swoops in and 5 more kind of swoop down, you see it stop itself just for a moment as it flaps back and a talon reaches out. I like that slow motion for a 19 to hit you.
Yeah, that hits.
It slashes you for a total of 10 points of damage, piercing, or 10 points of slashing damage.
Yep, I take it.
You see this creature's gigantic talons just clip Elduin. You see a small gout of blood kind of spray down. You hear the as droplets hit the deck. That is all of their turns. So we're going to do other baddies.
Other baddies. Hans, are we the baddies?
That brings it to Metolius' turn.
So the creature is more than 30 feet away from me, I'm
That it is.
gathering. Excellent. Will Hill. Man, I have no idea what to do.
Is there somebody in the crow's nest with me?
There's not.
Okay.
I will. Man, how close is it to the nearest, or to the mast that Eldwin is on? If I'm in the center of the ship, it's pretty far from me, huh?
Yeah. Elduin's on the front mast, which is the crow's nest.
Well,
You definitely
I think-
dash to get about halfway up.
well, I mean, I'm in the middle of the boat, and the mast that has the crow's nest is probably like in the front or back of the boat.
It's in the front. That's what I mean.
Oh,
You'd have
okay.
to dash to just get halfway up the mast.
Yeah, I will dash and to the mast and then climb, because my climbing speed is half of my movement. So
Oh, yeah, so you'd only make it
like 15,
effectively.
15 feet up
Yeah.
the mast. Is that within 30 feet of the creature?
It's not.
No, I think I would just hold still, hold where I am, and call up to Eldwin and say, "You have to bring it down here. It's too high up." And then I will attack anything that comes within my melee.
Got it.
Any hostile creature that comes within my melee range.
Bring it to Elduin's turn.
Yeah. So.
So.
Oh. Bummer. Already within reach of me. I think I'm just going to. So how close are the other 4 or 5? The other 5 Peritons.
They're flying around the ship. They're well within range of your shot, and none of them are in melee with you.
Okay. I am going to. I'm going to fire my bow at this Mega Periton, not sharpshooter.
Okay.
So I'll be firing it with disadvantage.
Okay.
Natural 1.
Hey!
God damn.
Back.
Look at us go.
To that mobile table. Roll a D100, please. Do.
10. Nope.
Nope, that's all right.
1. Actual 1.
A word. Once again, in your haste and
You
in
are
this,
embarrassed.
as you are just just beset by this creature. You knock your arrow a second time, and as you do, you release it too soon, and the string kind of slides up the actual shaft of the arrow,
Okay.
leaving
Yep.
it still in your hand.
Okay, cool. So I don't use an arrow. All right. Well, I am going to repeat the same action. I'm just
Okay.
going to fire a second shot, or fire the same arrow
Got
that's
it.
in my hand at it.
Aw, nat 20 you missed out on.
16.
16
That makes me sad.
hits. 16 hits.
Yes. All right. I'm going to cast Banishing on this thing.
Okay.
So it needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Obviously, it does really well on those.
It still could roll well, but
What's your DC?
15, I think.
Okay.
There it was.
Yeah, 15, but I was grabbing damage. And then it does no extra. All right, so it takes 15 points of damage, 2 of which is frost damage.
Okay.
And did it make it save?
So, as your arrow just catches into its large, just heaving chest, you see it stick in, and you're excited. You know what the spell will do. You hope to see it disappear. As it does, it rears back and screeches as the arrow pierces, and then just stays in place as it makes its save. You need to stop making that joke.
All right, that's my turn.
Okay, that is your turn. That brings it to Silence. Silence holds on to the helm of the ship and continues her progression forward. She does. She seems to dodge around. The ship once again moves, but not as quickly. Just kind of turns slightly to the left, leading slightly to the left. As you see ahead of you a large outcropping, she's readying herself for this quick shift that's coming. That is her turn. Bring it to Ooh. Bring it to that guy. So we have this. So sorry. There we go. As you see the mage, the wizard on the ground, Dundragon, kind of spin around, and he looks up to see you being harried by this creature, Elduin. And as he does, he... Ooh. Not that. He points his finger up, and as he does that, you see 3 darts fire out of his hand as he casts magic missile at the giant Perryton.
Go, Baldric.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's your boy, Baldric.
Hey yo! Hey yo, we Podrick!
The Jersey Shore Paladin. Gotta get my GTL
Oh god.
in the name of Tyr.
Okay. As you see, obviously, it hits. And you see the 3 darts just connect. Bits of feathers fly off. And the creature once again roars as it makes its final legendary action for the round and tries to talon you once again.
Uh-huh.
That's a natural 20.
Ooh!
Uh-huh.
You're gonna end up on a spike, homie.
No, down here.
My body's gonna come down in just a second.
Yeah. Yep.
We're going off the new rules, so this is a solid full damage plus a rolled die.
Wait, what?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the-
We've adopted a new way of critting.
So,
roll.
critting, you do a solid one of the die, like especially when there's multiple die, you do 1 die of full damage, and then you roll the second.
Oh, so you just do more damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
both sides now get to do more damage.
It's
That's
basically to relieve the situation where you like roll 2 dice and get snake eyes.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so when you roll a weapon, it assumes whatever you roll for half of it is maximized. So
Yeah.
if you crit with your greatsword or your great axe, it's still 12 plus whatever you roll.
How does that work for like brutal criticals and like shit like that for
You
mine?
still add.
Same, it's just a 1 die is maximized and then you roll
Oh, okay,
everything
cool.
else.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Speaking of maximized, you feel the talons rake into you as you take 25 points of damage.
Yeah, I do.
And this is the big one?
Yeah, it's
the
the
big
big
bad?
guy. This is a big
Just
guy.
get racked with that talon.
Uh-huh.
So by those rules, like if you crit with a spell, like it's really big, right? Because you just assume all the damage of.
It's the
Should you
same thing,
maximize just
effectively.
all
Yeah,
the
it's the
frontal
same
damage?
thing because if you're hitting with a spell attack, then you're still rolling dice
Yeah,
for your
exactly.
damage.
Yeah. So
But
it's whatever
I think
the
it would
upfront
just
one is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd just be 1 die is maximized and then you roll the rest.
Unless
right?
you roll
Yeah.
2 dice,
That's
like
what I've been
2d8,
doing.
then both d8s are maximized.
For anything
and then-
over
But
2
like, what
die.
if you like guiding bolt, where it's like X amount of dice, like 3 dice? Are you assuming that?
So
all
first
3
one
dice
is
are-
max. First one's max. The last 2 are rolled. If it's 3.
Yeah, unless it's a saving
That's
throw.
what I've been doing.
Okay,
Yeah.
because that would be insane. Because like if it was like a
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, in that case, you'd be maxing out like my savage attacker and brutal critical dice because those are automatically included too. But it
Well-
wouldn't make sense. Yeah, so I'm not into that because I don't want to just be like splat.
Anyway.
Yeah,
everything.
right.
But we get back to this.
Oh.
As Baldric finishes his spell, it moves over to Belnir's turn. He readies his warhammer. Nothing is close enough at the moment, but he also seems to prep himself right next to one of the cannons. The second time this tactic seems to be his plan, as he readies to possibly fire the giant cannon at something.
Do I see Baldric or
He's
Belnir?
Belnir is standing next to the cannon.
Okay,
He doesn't like do anything. He doesn't like break
Right.
it off yet. He just seems to
but
be
I see him sort of like
moving towards
okay.
and readying himself. Finishing the round up with Amelia.
Amelia's going to run down onto the main deck, and she's going to flick her wrist as she does the incantation and points at this big Periton, Harrying Elduin, and cast Firebolt.
Got it. Cast that firebolt.
For a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
Oh, cool.
Woohoo!
For 24 points of damage.
Spicy fire.
Fire damage.
That was well done.
1 point below max damage.
We bring it up back to the top. Unless you're doing anything else.
At this moment, no.
Got
Actually, I'm going to look over at Metolius and say, just focus on getting the other ones down onto the deck. I'll help deal with this one.
Got it.
Okay.
Top of the round, Grim Tuck.
How, if I were to estimate at the speed that they are moving, how long before we are engaged with other flyers?
It seems as though they might be able to swoop down this next, whatever this next round.
So
They're
not
getting
one full round, like they'll be here within this round.
You've seen these creatures fly, and they can fly quite a distance.
So yes, like probably this
Probably
round.
this round.
Dungeon Master.
Yes.
Since I didn't get to do my held action, can I do something at the end of the turn?
Sure.
Can I assist Belnir in any cannon prep I can manage within 1 turn?
Sure. Sorry. I would say that he hasn't made a move to do anything to the cannon.
Okay, I guess.
Like, that's the thing. He just ran over to the side, the cannon that he broke off last time. So you could assume, but I don't think he's
Okay.
made any
I guess Metolius would just call out to him and say, if you get a chance, take the shot.
And
That's what he'll say.
Okay, you see him kind of look at you and go, it's the plan.
Don't worry about me. I got this.
Word. Okay. Is Grimtuck.
Yeah, if there's nothing else, I'm not at all running distance, movement distance to anybody. These
You always
guys are
throw
gonna be
your,
here.
your weapon.
I'm not going to throw my lightning javelin off a boat.
I mean, but it might ricochet off the side.
I like your attitude.
Thank you.
It's a can-do attitude.
Yeah, you can do anything.
Yes, I can lose my.
You may
expensive
fail, but you
javelin.
can try to
Your
do
master would
anything.
like to lead you to water.
Oh, I can breathe underwater. It's super tight.
Yeah, it's tight, right?
I don't
Yeah,
mind.
fucking Jordan.
What size are the creatures that are coming in? If I were to estimate, like,
Medium creatures? They're the same creatures you fought on the...
yeah, I just couldn't remember
cliffside.
if they were large, if they were medium.
No, the only
size.
large one is the actual monstrous.
They're
Okay.
man-sized.
Yeah.
All right. Well then,
The
Is
size
it,
of
is
a
it,
man.
is it
Person
keyword
size.
monster? Like, what?
Keyword is large.
It is large. Okay.
okay.
Oh, so it's bigger. It's more like a horse-sized thing.
Well, the ones... So the big one is large.
Oh, okay.
The
Sorry,
regular
I
ones
misunderstood.
are medium.
Got you.
I'll yell up to Eldwin. Eldwin, you need any backup?
Can I speak on when it's not my turn?
Sure, why not?
I will. Since this thing doesn't appear to be coming down, I think I might just full run make my way.
Which mast is the crow's nest? Is the
Front mast.
Okay.
How far away from the mast am I?
I'd say you're probably... I mean, again,
'Cause
I
I'm
think
at the very front of the ship.
you're at the very front, so you're probably about 20 feet away from the mast itself.
And the mast is how tall to the crow's nest?
It's like 50 or 60 feet to the crow's nest.
Fuck.
Again,
Eldwin.
it's not a one... You could jump it, but it's not a... You couldn't... I mean, saying he could jump off,
Oh, okay.
but you couldn't scale it in one.
So if I full dash, that's 80, but obviously I move at half movement. But it's not a climb. There's a ladder, but it's still climbing.
I mean, with assisted climbing, like,
Yeah.
that's...
Do I feel like if I dashed, I could make it up there?
I did make you do half movement on your...
Well, I thought it was going to be half movement.
it is
It does
effectively...
have rigging, so
yeah.
the rigging wouldn't... Okay.
Well, it's got a ladder.
So what are you thinking, DM? Full dash, I could make it there with 80 feet of movement?
80 feet of movement with dashing. Yeah, you can make it just up there, but not be able to do anything.
That's all right. I'll do it. I'm
Okay.
gonna just full run up to the top. See if I can give this thing another target that isn't Eldwin.
Word.
You can range.
Oh, can I write bonus action right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
But
do
I
that.
won't lose it because I didn't attack anything.
As long as you get attacked, you won't
Okay.
lose
Then
it.
yeah, do that. Let's rage. Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought I had to attack on my
This
turn.
is when
also.
this is when the DM plans like I'm not going to attack him. No. That's
Yeah.
not
No.
true.
All right. Yeah. So I will rage.
Would you like to say anything while you're up there? Would you like to do anything?
Oh, I already yelled to Eldwin, and he's grunted out that he needed help. So I'm just gonna
I'm
run up.
bleeding.
Yeah.
I'm bleeding, so...
So
there's
I'm
that.
just running up, and then if I can, I will just grab Eldwin by the shoulder and just put him behind me. So it's just staring down, putting myself in between
Sure.
this creature and him.
It is a terrible looking creature.
Oh, I've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
It looks metal as fuck. It looks like a Judas Priest album cover. So yeah, I'm into it. I'm there.
Got it. Once again, it is the Tabaxi's turn, and at this point, you see.
Heroism.
No, you see the Tabaxi pull out. Hawk pulls out his short bow, aims it up, and tries to shoot at the creature, at the Shrike. And misses. Not terribly, but terrible enough. As you see the arrow just fly harmlessly, clinks against the wall, and drops into the ocean. And you hear just some amount of just like swearing down below. Bringing it to the creature's turn.
The creature feature.
The creature. At this point, so you see the Shrike kind of look you up and down, Grimtuck, as you kind of stand in the way of what was its prey.
Bring it, feathered bitch.
It's going to first try to.
Cast Vicious Mockery.
It's gonna.
Barbarian.
First, you see it kind of level its horns at you and then try to gore you with them. These large, gnarled. You look and you see pieces of creatures stuck still on it, viscera dripping from it.
That's pretty metal.
It smells as fuck. With a 17 to hit you.
That does not hit me.
Woo!
Ooh.
Glance
Nice.
right off the old axe.
And then,
Right, defensive axe.
Axe in its mouth.
secondly...
It's a great axe. It works that way.
Yeah.
That's why
Secondly,
it's so great.
it wheels back with one flap of its wings, and you see one of its large talons, the ones that have now been slashing at Elduin, kind of reach out towards you. Well, if the first one didn't hit, the second one's not going to either. This was 16.
Nice.
As it does this, you hear it kind of screech back, and you see it flap. And with one swift motion, it flaps and starts to pull away from you. With its ability, it kind of like, the wind is so high and so heavy, it kind of like blinds you for just a moment, allowing it to get away.
Oh, no opportunity attack?
Not with this
Zips out.
creature.
Son of a bitch, I just climbed up here. Bastard.
I wish I could knock you in my bow and shoot you.
That's the most romantic thing anyone's ever said to me.
I was like, damn. Getting emotional in the crow's nest up here.
We move to Rain's turn. Do.
All right.
So it's
There's
about
still-
30 feet out from you guys.
Great. Perfect.
Above them?
No, not above, back.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically sitting at like the top of the back.
They are on equal.
Yeah.
Got
It
it.
more like flew. I would say it flew at an angle.
Got it.
So it's sitting about like 15 feet out and up, so 30 feet altogether, kind of mid-ship, flapping in the air. But out of reach.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay, so there's none like within 5 feet of the deck. Like there's none
of
that I
them.
could run up to.
No, not yet.
There is.
You could definitely
the
hold
big
your action
one-
if you want.
Huh?
You can hold your action if you want. The
I
big
know,
one's about
it's-
75 feet above the deck.
Okay, but not within 5 feet of either of them.
Nope.
Okay. Well. All right. I guess I will. I will just hold my action. I'll hold my action. To.
Are you still hidden?
I'm still hidden right now, yeah, and I still have my hood up.
Dope.
So. Wait, can my held action be movement and my action, right?
No.
No, it's just gonna be an
it has
action.
to be from where I'm at.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will say that I'm holding my action to shoot an enemy with a crossbow if it becomes within 30 feet of me.
Got it. Got it.
Your hand crossbow.
Yes.
Gotcha.
At the end of your turn, this creature screeches out. As it flaps back, you see it do that once again, that same dive it seemed to do towards Elduin. This time, its antlers laid forward and bare as it dives straight at you, Grimtuck.
Woo! Spicy.
Doing
You're
its
gonna get
legendary
the-
action.
You mess with the shrike, you get the horns.
That's a nat 20.
Oh!
All right.
It's
I'm
the
glad it's the muscle wizard.
Yeah.
Yep, that's perfectly okay.
Take it, muscle wizard.
So that's 6,
Yeah, dude.
9,
That would have been a rough one for you.
14, 23 points of piercing damage.
Wow.
And yet it was still less than the other natural 20 that the same creature rolled.
I've been hitting you with the talons.
Oh, 23? So cut that in half?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I'm merely commenting on 2 natural 20s and 1 crow's nest.
So is that 12 damage rounded up or down? Okay, cool. So it impales me.
Well, it just kind of catches you with its horns as it
Cool.
sits now, but it doesn't go past. It just kind of like slams into you and then just wheels back with its wings, and is now hovering once again close to you guys.
Within
5
melee
feet.
dis? Okay,
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's what we're going for.
Okay. I want to shoot it.
Climb off the fucking...
Can I shoot it while I'm on the ladder below it?
Of course you can. This is D&D.
All right.
You can shoot with your teeth if you try hard enough.
I mean, opportunity attacks are a thing.
Might have a solution for that.
Got it. Okay, first one. We're into the baddie's turn. So, first creature flies down and goes towards... you see it go towards Hawk. as it does. It kind of dives down.
Apt.
Yeah, the Peryton dives down towards Hawk.
Yep.
Which actually means, I would say, this first one does make it within your 30 feet distinction range, so make your attack as the
Yay.
first one flies into your range.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh, hey, there we go. A
that's a
27.
good one.
27
Yeah.
hits.
I'm assuming I don't get sneak attack for any reason. Not within 5 feet of anybody.
You're not within 5 feet of anybody.
Or it's not within 5 feet of anybody.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not by the point of your
Then
attack.
just regular old damage. That's fine. We'll do 8 damage.
8 damage?
Yep.
Got it. That's still a good amount. It almost throws it off its course, but this creature is dead set on catching this cat. As it does, it dives forward, its claws bared, and it swings out. That's a nat 1.
Oh.
Rumble table.
Where is
Roll a
Hawk
percentage
located
dice.
on the deck of
Watch,
the
it's
ship?
just embarrassed.
Hawk is on the
The Peryton
the opposite
crushes.
side, so the
Gosh,
The opposite side from you and Belnier.
Fun of me.
Okay.
so the right side.
I'm so bad.
Belnier's on the left. You're
But
going
in-
towards
But
him.
in the middle of the ship?
Yeah.
All the
Okay.
time.
Yeah, because Hawk shot at the
Got it.
Shrike from
Yeah,
below
yeah. Got it.
it.
Yeah, this jam is tight.
Yeah.
Is good.
It's piratey.
That's an 81. It misses. Actually, no. You know what it does? As it kind of wields towards Hawk, Hawk moves out of the way, and it crashes straight into one of the boxes on the deck itself, dealing a.
Does it fall prone or something?
No, it just crashes in and kind
just
of
do it.
wheels itself back up.
Just doing bird.
It kind of like flutters
Nah.
and flaps and squawks a few times.
Got it.
But it does deal itself 7 points of damage as it crashes in.
Got it.
Because 81 is supposed to hit adjacent allies, but there is not one. So it's going to hit itself.
Sorry.
Bringing it to the next turn.
Right here.
The two in front go straight down. There are 2 crew members just on the sides. It kind of dives into them too. So we're going for the first 2 that Eldon attacked. These 2 miss with the first attack. Go for the second. Hit with the second. Dealing. As they reach out their talons, these creatures dive in. 1, 2, 5. So 14 points. You hear a scream as one of the base ship hands is. You see these talons just dig into his chest as it flaps up and pulls the guy off the side.
Like airborne.
Well, and lifeless. You see it just
Oh,
wrench
nice.
into his chest, and you see him go limp as it takes its prey.
Oh, got it.
By the end of its flap, you see it toss the body off the side, just releasing it from its talons as it readies to come back.
It's feeding sharks.
Bring
They're
me to the
homies.
second. Missed that, so down to the fourth. Who's going after... Actually, the fourth is going to go after Silence. Same thing, dive attack straight at the captain of the ship.
El Capitan!
With a 7... So that's a... I don't think that hits. It does not. You see Silence see the creature coming as it kind of makes this screeching sound as it barrels straight at her. And she just... just dips right out of the way as the creature's talons just clip the top of the wheel, right where she was standing. But it continues to fly out past. Final is going to go for Belnier. As it dives down, nat 20.
Ooh.
Damn.
Damn. DM's rolling hot tonight.
Seriously,
Yeah, he
what the
is.
fuck, man?
I know, right? Dropping those 20s.
Oh, that's not good either. So that's 7, 10, 19 points of damage into Belnier. As you see this creature's talons just wrench into his back. The dwarf shrugs it off and kind of swings wildly with the warhammer, but you can see gouts of blood kind of pooling in the back of his shirt and pouring down.
How much damage did it do?
19.
Oh, shit. Alright.
Bring it to Metolius' turn.
So there's one in melee with Belnir.
There's one in melee with Belnir now. There's one that's flying kind of just off the helm in front of Silence.
Oh, I'm gonna go after the one. I'm gonna flank the one that's harrying Belnir. Am I able to do that?
Yes.
Okay, I will flank him and
You're already moving towards Belnir, so that's fine, yeah.
flank it and attack.
Got it.
The Claw of Talos.
Attack.
Where's my stuff? There we go. 22 to hit.
22 hits.
I will smite the beast. I'll pop
Smite
a
it.
spell slot into him. And I will deal an extra bunch of damage. 2d8. Oh, I can't forget my lightning from the claw. Okay, so we have 15 magical slashing, 7 radiant, and 1 lightning.
You see this giant horned turkey almost erupt with all of the just powerful damage just pumped into it. It screeches in pain as it doesn't know what to do. It kind of flaps its wings. It's still up, but barely.
I'll make a second attack.
Got it.
28.
28 hits.
It looks really rough or just kind of rough?
Pretty damn rough.
Alright. 12 points of magical slashing.
Okay. You come back down with your weapon straight into it, and as it kind of flutters up, it wheels its head around to try to bite at you, who've done this like massive wound to it, and as it does, you connect straight into its face.
Yeah.
And as you split it right down the middle, it screeches and flops, this giant bulbous thing now laying
I'd like to
lifeless.
force my blow to drive it to the deck.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
But you follow it down.
Yeah.
You connect
axe
and
in
just
its head.
bring it down.
Yeah, I bring it down.
You all hear a solid thump into the ground as you see Metolius standing over the first of these creatures now downed.
Are you all right, Belnir?
I definitely a little scraped up, but I ain't dead yet.
Is there one of the other smaller ones within 30 feet of me?
The one that was fighting Hawk would be probably the closest. You can make it there.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm going to cast. With the bonus action, I'm going to cast Compelled Duel.
Okay.
I turn to it, and my eyes flare with ancient power, and I say, "Pick on someone your own size."
Sorry, which creature did you target?
The one that Hawk-
smaller one on the
Yeah.
deck attacking Hawk. It must make a Wisdom saving throw against my DC.
Which is?
Shit,
doesn't make-
16.
Doesn't make it.
Alright, it is drawn to me, compelled by my divine demand. For the duration, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than me, and must make a Wisdom saving throw each time it attempts to move to a space that is more than 30 feet away from me. It ends early if anyone else attacks it. So I will also call out to Hawk. Leave this one to me! No one attack it! And that's
Okay.
the end of my turn.
Elduin. Actually, Metolius, at the end of your turn, The giant creature in front of you is going to use its last legendary action to try to slash you with its talons.
Me or cool?
Grimtuck.
Yeah, nice. I'm into that.
That's cocked.
That's what I was made to do.
Yeah.
With its talons, that is, if I'm not mistaken, 17 to hit, which doesn't... A 17 to hit, which doesn't hit you.
Does not hit.
Got it. So you see its talons just grip around you. You see it grab onto the edge of the crow's nest and rip a piece away, but misses you entirely.
Cool.
Leading it to Eldwin's turn.
As its claw, it starts to move its claw back away from Grimtuck. I'm gonna reach out and grasp it and cast Shocking Grasp.
Ooh,
on it as
okay.
I do.
Love it.
Nice.
Shock that
is
monkey.
an 18 to hit it.
18 hits.
Sweet. So I'm going to do that 5 points of lightning damage, but it is buzzed and can't take reactions. And I'm going to use that opportunity to swing down onto the ladder and go down about 10 feet, and then I'm going to hook the back of my knee into one of the ladder rungs and use my action surge to shoot up underneath it with my bow.
Oh, that's sick. So you're just
yeah.
hooked onto it.
Sexy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's-
super
I'm
sexy.
gonna
That's
give
Legolas as
you
fuck.
inspiration on that one. Yeah,
everything about that was slick.
yeah, that was good.
Wait,
What
you
D
can cast
is
a
it?
spell and then
I think it's D6 for just
action surge.
or no, it's
Oh,
just
okay.
advantage.
It's a luck point,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh, it's luck.
It's
so
just
advantage.
advantage.
Right.
DM inspiration is
Awesome.
a luck point.
So I'm going to. All right. So I'm going to use I'm going to pull out one of my black arrows.
Ooh.
And I'm going to sharpshooter this thing.
biggest
Dope.
blackest arrow.
So that is a 15 to hit.
15 just hits.
Oh.
All right. So I'm so excited right now. All right. So that.
You're not the only one, buddy.
All right, so it is going to take. It's going to take 22 points of magical piercing damage, 1 point of frost damage, and 4 points of necrotic damage.
Jeez.
And then I'm going to fire again.
Okay.
Blat, blat.
So this is also sharpshooter, but I guess you've used my inspiration.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oop, that's going to miss. I'm going to redirect it towards one of the other.
Got it.
Just flies straight
This
up
is
in
the
the air.
most believable redirect yet.
Does a
Gravity.
29 hit?
29 hits. Yes.
Great. For max damage, which is going to be what the hell is my thing again? Right. 13 points of magical piercing damage on one of the other Parrytons of your choice.
Okay. Got it.
And I'm done.
Out of the blue, definitely not in the direction you aimed. You hear, "Rah!"
I meant to do that.
That brings it to Silence's turn. You see Silence kind of roll back from being attacked to just catch the wheel in time as she wrenches it off to the side. As you see, she pulls it just out of the way as a huge portion of rock kind of skims across the bow of the boat. First off, I'd like you all to roll dexterity saving throw to hold your positions.
Is she being hurried by one of those
Wow.
things?
She was.
Oh, okay.
Crit fail.
Wow.
Oh no! Good thing you're hidden behind a box. You don't exactly have far to fall.
Yeah. Do I get advantage at all because I'm hidden? Is that a thing?
I
For
don't.
dexterity saving throw?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
The 18.
Good effort.
Yeah, tried.
Good. You hold your. You do not fall off the rung.
Yeah,
God
my knee
help
is
you.
locked on it.
21.
Okay. Amelia.
Amelia got a 5.
Okay. Antolius.
12.
12. And Rain?
fail.
1.
Okay.
Yeah, like, if it matters, it would be a 10. A 1.
No.
One of
Ah.
No.
So the three of you all feel the ship lurch from under your feet, and it topples you down to the ground. Rain, you fall out from behind your hiding space, now leaving yourself exposed, though still kind of warbly and weird to look at. Amelia and Metolius, you find yourself now prone.
Got it.
All right.
And you hear this terrible wrenching sound from underneath the hull of the ship.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me one sec while I
God
roll this
damn it.
damage.
I take it Silence did not do very well on her roll.
She did better than she could have done.
Well,
That's oddly not specific.
God damn it.
The moment I stop guiding you.
So that's so 19, 21, 24, 31. That's 30. That's 39 points of damage that the ship takes.
Ooh. No bueno.
Okay. And you hear her just spit under her breath as she kind of rights the ship up from this. Just damn it. But you see her keep her position now back at the helm and pulls it off of this rock formation and is able to get back into the stream of it. Bringing it to Baldric. Baldric, seeing all this commotion, seeing all this craziness go around, he reaches up and kind of peers his eye just to look at the creature above him, the Shrike, and aims just off to the side enough as you see his hand pull out a small bit of white powder and a finger go up and a small bead of red flies out behind the Shrike
hell yeah.
Dope.
as he lets off a fireball just erupting behind it.
Man.
Let me get on my D6. Do.
Sometimes you just need a heavy ordnance.
So the Shrike takes... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So 4, 8, 10, 15, 20... 27 points of damage to the Shrike.
Nice.
And the creature screeches as both Grimtuck and Alduin see burnt feathers go flying and kind of float down on the wind. You just see ash now as they burn up. And smoke kind of pours off of this creature. It's breathing heavy, but still the eyes are just hate and pain. Bringing it to Belnir. After Baldric is done, Belnir takes the opportunity to swing at the creature in front of him, sadly not getting advantage because Metolius is now prone.
I thought I killed that one.
Oh, you did kill that one. Belnir runs over and tries to get to the other one that's on the deck.
The one that's fighting Hawk?
No, the one that flew
okay.
and tried to swipe
it.
Silence.
Good.
You see him kind of
Good
reach
boy,
up
Yeah, way to listen.
with his warhammer and swing for a 24 to hit, which definitely hits.
This one's for the Iron Shield.
Good shot, old bellboy.
He's using it two-handed, which is... Wait, that's not right. Two-handed. I just said that. That is 9 points of damage for the first hit. As it crashes in, you hear the sickening thunk as his warhammer just slams into the creature's soft body. Second hit misses. The creature kind of tries to peel away as he does, and it dodges just out of the way of the second attack, which clips into the deck of the ship, and you see just wood chunks just crack under him. Bringing it to Amelia's turn.
Amelia stands up,
Got it.
using half her movement.
Yep,
And then, did Amelia see Silence get hit?
Silence never actually got hit. Silence dodged just out of the way.
That's right. Okay, cool.
I would say you saw Silence get attacked.
Okay. She stands up and she says, shit. And she uses the rest of her movement to start moving back towards where Silence is.
Okay.
And as she moves backwards, she's going to throw out her wrist again and point at the big Perryton.
Got it.
Or the Shrike and cast Firebolt.
Okay.
That's a 22 to hit.
22 hits.
$18 points of fire damage.
Yeah. Dude, Firebolt is doing work.
Once again, more feathers and more just burned flesh this creature has on it. You just see smoke emanating off of it. It's now breathing heavy. You see its eyes almost lull back, but it's still its predatory gaze still set upon the two of you on the mast.
And Elduin's still pretty high up, right?
Yes, but he's lower than Grimtuck.
Lower than Grimtuck.
So I'd say Elduin's what? You said 10 feet down?
10 feet down, so I'm
that's
40
50
feet off the... 50 feet off the...
50 feet off the deck.
Yeah, okay.
Would he be within 60 feet of me? Or would I have just moved out of that range?
You would have just moved out of the range to get back to Silence.
Could I do my movement last then?
Sure.
Before I move away, I would also like to use my bonus action, and I'm going to move my finger from the Shrike over to Elduin, and it's going to grow with a bright light. And I'm going to heal him for 18 points.
Damn. Dude, you're throwing rocks tonight.
It is not a spellcasting.
Interesting. You just point and you just ET him from across the battlefield. Yep. All right, cool.
Yes. I feel great.
Yeah, this is my healing light.
Ooh. Your healing light is dope. You are also rolling quite the fire.
I mean, other than on initiative, but
it's playing to your
be
advantage.
Expected.
And then you move back towards Silence? Not all the way, obviously.
Yeah, the 15 feet, yeah.
Got it. Bringing it to the top of the round, Grimtuck.
All right, Grimtuck, upon seeing all of his friends doing cool shit, and just looking around, Betolius is severing things in half, and Amelia's healing people, and Elduin's just looking like a boss. Like,
And
fuck
Rain's
this.
hiding behind a box.
But not anymore.
No, not anymore.
Oh, that's true. Now I'm just on the ground because I'm not hiding behind
Grimtuck
my box anymore.
is going to look at the thing and with a little bit of ship humor say, "Prepare to be boarded, bitch," as I jump on top of the creature
Okay.
for my movement.
I'd like you to roll athletics check. To get over there.
So
Ooh,
good.
that's with advantage because I'm raging.
Incredible.
Wouldn't it be funny if I cast Banish on the creature now?
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Yeah.
Oh!
So you hear something called out from Grimtuck above, and you see his foot placed just on the edge of the crow's nest, and then with one swift push, you see Grimtuck axe or sword out on one side or axe out on one side.
We're landing with the chop for
Yeah.
sure.
And just wheeling over, axe high above his head,
Hell
feet
yeah.
kicked back, and just screaming the whole way down.
All right,
Hell yeah.
reckless attack, great weapon master.
I don't think you have an option to not use Reckless Attack on this attack.
Oh god,
right.
yeah. This is
It's pretty reckless.
Yeah, this is the definition of reckless. So if it's -5 to hit, great axe, so it's a 19
to hit.
to hit, yes.
Hits.
And that will be...
I hope your 60-foot fall doesn't smash you through the deck.
I'm super into it if it does.
He's like, it's not the first time I've traveled a long distance
Yeah.
and smashed into something.
That would be
Probably still picking glass
4,
out of his ears
5,
from the other night.
6, 7, and then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 22 damage.
How would you like to do this?
That could not have been cooler.
Carve this
Just-
bird.
Yeah, just leaping straight as he came in for the talon, just jumping like basically from that talon right onto its back. I am going to attempt to sever its spine midair.
Okay.
and then just ride him to the ground.
Straight into the deck, or are you trying to move him?
Oh, I mean, if I can pilot him elsewhere, I would. Wait, no, we're going hell ass too fast for me to catch up. Yeah, we're hitting the deck.
Okay. You can try. I mean, you can always try.
If I can, in that case, I would attempt to leap off. Like, if I can direct him towards the water and then do a last minute bail to get back on the ship.
I'd say you have the choice of either ride him to the deck or ride him into the waves.
Well then, in true heroic fashion, so as to not destroy the ship, we're going off the fucking edge.
Okay, roll a strength check.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna get him out.
I can swim real fast.
He's a.
Oh yeah,
He's swimming.
Strength would be.
Don't ruin the suspense,
He can,
you
like-
fucks.
Strength would be 25.
So yeah,
Hit
you
two.
see, you basically land on this creature, severing its spine, and using your axe as almost just a control stick. You turn the creature to the side, and you peel its wings off, just straight into the wall. You see
Fucking
it
beautiful.
turn
It's
over
like Trauma D&D.
and then slam straight into the wall. You hear a sickening thunk as this huge monstrous beast just crumples into the stone, and then with Grimtuck on its back, just tumbles into the water. Within seconds, they're completely out of sight.
Dope.
Do you see that, Matoli?
Didn't even have time for that.
Which ends your turn.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I still probably have my movement underwater, but
Sure.
I don't know. If I could even tell which direction is up, I'd head towards the ship.
The current seems like pretty strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
swimming with the current then.
I'm just saying they don't know yet.
That's fair. No.
So, at this point, Hawk, hearing you call out to them, so not to attack the creature in front of it, wheels around with its short bow and aims towards the one Belnir's fighting. Excuse me. And releases with a miss. Just sticks into the side of the ship. Misses completely. Takes its turn. Bring it to Rain's turn. Rain, you're prone on the ground.
Well, I will use my movement to get up.
Okay.
Any movement, it's half my movement to get up, and I
It is.
will go back to my box.
Got it?
But before using my bonus action to hide again, I will shoot one that's within 30 feet of me. That's not the one Metolius is fighting, if there is one.
Sure, there's the one that Belnir's fighting and Hawk has just shot at.
You would get sneak attack.
Yes. 20, not natural.
20 not natural.
Yeah.
Hits.
So then, lots of d6s.
Snack attack.
Can I bum one d6?
Hell yeah, you can.
Thanks.
Get you some. Come get you some.
All right.
Ooh.
Let's see.
The crimson rain will fall.
29 piercing damage.
29 piercing damage.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So you just kind of pull yourself up, hide behind the boxes, and unbeknownst to the creature, you all just hear the twing of the crossbow as a bolt flies out and catches it straight in the back of the head.
Nice.
As you see the creature flap one more time and then just crumple right in front of Belnir, who looks back to see you, because you haven't hidden yet,
Yep.
behind the
But it's
boxes.
still real hard to look at.
Oh yeah, he just gives you a nod in appreciation. Damn.
And then, cunning action hide.
Got it. Hide away.
Rogue things.
Doing that rogue shit.
Back on my rogue bullshit. Yeah, you are.
Wait. Yeah, 28 to hide.
You believe you're hidden,
Yep, 28 to hide.
and so does everyone else in the world.
So hidden.
So first, Perryton kind of flies down, seeing this all go on, and takes a dive straight at Baldric. After seeing the bead of red fly out from his hands, the creature notices and then races towards the wizard. With a 14 to hit, which hits Baldric. And that is 7, 10 plus. So 19 points of damage as the creature just basically just rips a whole chunk out of Baldric's side as it comes down, leaving him bleeding and extremely hurt.
How much more damage?
19 point, not Belnir,
Oh.
Baldric.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Does 19 points of damage to Baldric,
Got it.
which I think I did 19 points of damage to Belnir
Yep, okay,
as well.
got it.
Holy fuck. Loving that number right now.
Yeah, it's a good number, I guess.
I mean, not for you guys. Second, swings out towards Amelia as the light of your finger kind of gained its favor. It sees you and tries to rush down. It does the same dive attack, claws out, screeching as it comes.
Mm-hmm.
With a 19 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Got it. It is using its talons. That is 3, 6, 9, 18 points of piercing damage as you feel its talons catch into you. It wasn't 19 this time. I feel like I failed.
Cool. So that was that the talons or
The talons.
So when its talons latch into me, anybody that can see it sees this cold energy just rush up its legs, and it takes 25 points of damage.
Oh! Did you have to roll for that, or is that just the damage it takes?
That's just the damage it takes.
Holy fuck.
You see the cold damage envelop the creature for a moment, and it flaps one last time as it freezes solid and crashes to the ground, shattered.
Oh, God.
This battle has been fire and ice.
Final.
We'll sing about it later.
Yep.
Finally, the creature that has been
Magically
charged
compelled.
to duel does his
My
dive.
prone ass on the deck. So it gets advantage. Super great turn of events for Metolius.
Bring it, mother. Whoa!
That is 22 to hit.
Yeah, that's my armor class.
22 armor classes.
It wheels towards you.
I mean,
talons outstretched, ready to wrench into you for 7,
so my only items are...
for a
Bracers
total
and
of that's
you're more of an offense than a defense.
for a total of 15 points of piercing damage.
Alright.
Yes.
I need to make a concentration check.
Do it up.
Yeah, 18.
Got it. Bringing it to your turn, Metolius, as you see this creature that has just pulled pieces off of you, standing above or flying above you, effectively.
Ow. I have that temporary HP.
Yeah, that was really doing me solid, too.
I'm going to attack it.
Do it.
This one is hurt.
They're all hurt, man.
That's
They're all hurt.
That's good. We all float down here.
We all float down here in Georgie.
22.
Beep beep, Grintuck.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm comfortable with
22?
that.
22 hits.
I'm gonna smite it.
Do it!
Metolius is smiting.
Very, very frightening.
Smote that bird.
Okay. 9 radiant,
Ooh.
6 lightning,
Ooh.
11 magical slashing.
9 minus 6 minus 11 equals... as you stand and connect with the creature, you catch it right in the side of the neck. And you, using your axe, you just pull through it. And you see its head wheel off and spin to nothing, leaving its wings to flap one last time before it sinks and collapses to the ground. Its head and horns go flying off the side.
Alright, I'm going to make it to the one that's... Can I make it to the one that's attacking Belnir?
Sure.
Well, I rush forward and use my second attack, flanking it.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Ooh,
Thank you, Lord
dope.
Mercer. My crit roll die. This one is moderately hurt.
Yes.
Some form of wounding. I'm just gonna smite this one too. Level 2.
It's the last one. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Smote his ruin upon the mountainside.
No, that's what Grimtuck just...
Yeah, that's legit what I did.
That is true. Okay. Alright, so it's 8 plus 8. Yep. Plus 2, so that's 18 plus 11, 29 total.
In similar fashion, you rush forward, and in this battle fervor, you wheel back, and almost with a backhand of an axe, you catch the creature right mid-screech, right in the back of the jaw, and you just flow through with your magic axe straight to the back of its head, lopping off the top and leaving the rest of the body to fall lifelessly to the ground.
As I do it, I cry out, "You stay away from him!" as I run to defend Belnir.
Where?
Wait, there's one more or no more?
At that point, you find yourself in midstream, but no combatants. As
Sweet.
combatants end, I'm saying this is where we're going to take our break, and we'll be right
Sounds
back.
good.
After these commercial messages.
We are back in it as
To win it.
as the deck of the ship covered in these heavy, almost avian bodies. A few of the tops of their heads missing now, and this black Icarus blood just emptying out onto the deck. Grimtuck is nowhere to be seen, and Silence still has to man the helm. As once again, I would like you all to make a dexterity saving throw as she turns the ship widely against the current to try to get out of the way of another rocky outcrop.
Do I have a few moments before this occurs?
This is like to what end? Do you mean? Because this is
I
like right as soon as the fight's over. Like this is the
Okay,
next bend in the thing.
I wanted to do a thing before, but if it happens right away, it happens right away. Dex saving throw?
Dex saving throw, please.
16, is that good?
Everyone within 10 feet of me has +4 to their save.
Okay,
And probably not me.
not you,
Figured.
Amelia.
16.
16.
25.
All of you feel the ship lurch underneath your feet, but stay steady up upon them. Elduin, you still hang upside down firmly.
Yeah. As soon as I have a choice, I'll do something. But
Sure. But you all notice this large, sharp protrusion from the waves just narrowly misses the ship's hull. As Silence is able to kind of turn it around. You pull yourself up.
I'll
Metellus,
climb up back into the crow's nest.
Okay.
And look around.
Metolius will take 2 actions. One to lay on hands himself for 5 points, and then the other one to lay on hands Belnir
Okay.
for... I'll just bring up... How much damage is he taking?
A goodly bit, but not like 19.
Was it 19?
Yeah. it was
And no
19.
more than that?
No more than
I'll
that.
put 19.
Okay.
So I will, yeah.
Thank you.
Amelia would like to run over to Silence, and as she runs past Silence, she's going to tap her and cast Guidance.
Got it.
And then she's going to run to like the back end, like side railing of the boat and try and see if she can find Grimtuck.
Okay. Rain, are you doing anything in this moment?
No, not
Okay.
necessarily. Mostly just
Everyone takes
regrouping.
back their positions as the combat seems to calm down a little bit. Grimtuck,
Yes.
what are you doing as you find yourself slowly sinking with the body of the Shrike?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I imagine we're hauling ass. We're in there's like a current that we're like
Yeah.
jackknifing in between, right? So there's
Yes.
like the current is insane, I assume.
Yes.
Definitely ditching the body. I wasn't trying to stick
I
onto it
figured.
afterwards.
I'm just saying this is you
Oh,
hit
yeah.
the water, disappear under, and this is you starting at that point.
Swimming with the current, absolutely, since I know that's clearly the direction that the ship was going. I will attempt to surface from the water if I can, but if the current is too difficult, I'll try to swim underneath it. I'm just trying to literally go with the flow to
Sure.
catch the ship.
Just roll me a acrobatics check with advantage.
Ooh,
Actually, I would be circling the perimeter of the ship to see if I can see Grimtuck, actually.
So both Amelia and Rain. Amelia, you specifically on the back of the boat. Rain, I'm kind of going around.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of, going back and forth on the front of the ship so I can see
Natural
both
20.
sides
Yeah,
at
you
regular intervals.
dip through the waves like a dolphin. And you're able to kind of like peek your head up, and as you make one swift turn, you're able to see the ship a little ways out. You seem to be gaining on it.
Nice. See, I haul ass.
I do have a thing I want to do if I spot Grimtuck.
Okay, both of you roll perception. Amelia as well, as you're both looking.
Antonius is going to reach for a rope.
8.
Reach for a rope?
Yeah.
Sure. 8.
Mm-hmm.
Rain,
Amelia
you
got
don't-
a 15.
Amelia, you see a green shrouded head kind of peek out of the rushing waters a ways off, probably about 60, 70 feet back from the boat, but advancing.
Okay.
So let's go this again. Amelia uses her guidance, and where you feel the ship turn, but it doesn't lurch as it did before. It almost seems to cut straight through the waves as she's able to guide it around safely and not under duress. Which means all of you see, at least Amelia, you see Grimtuck catch up a little bit more. Probably now about 40 feet off.
If I see him gaining ground on us and catching up, then I'm going to turn around and head back to Silence and cast Guidance again.
Got it. Rain, you can roll another perception check.
Do you see him?
12?
You notice that same hooded green head gaining ground upon you.
Cool. On the side of the ship that he's approaching, I want to tie off a rope.
Okay.
And put on my water walking ring.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna, as he's like approaching, I'm
So,
gonna
like, water
like
skiing?
spider slipper down like the side
Yeah.
of the ship with the rope to get him a rope to get back up.
Word. So yeah, you see Rain walking down the side of the ship, rope in hand.
Cool.
Parallel to the, parallel to the ground.
D&D's
to the,
awesome.
Guys, can we just stop for a moment and say D&D's?
It is fucking rad.
Yeah. Flailing out ahead of her, this rope seems to be whipping in the wind. But Grimtuck, I would like you to make another acrobatics check with advantage as you try to wheel through these waves one more time.
Acrobatics, that would be a 16.
Okay, you're able to kind of definitely move. You see, as you dip underneath the water, you see this almost rocky coral outcropping that you're able to get around, and you peel up. You are just at the back of the boat. Rain and Grimtuck make equal, I guess, sleight of hand for you to try to like wheel it out fast enough to Grimtuck.
Not a
Grimtuck,
problem.
make it as a athletics check to grab the rope.
16.
14.
And as you do, Rain, you throw the rope out just in time, and Grimtuck, you grab it sink under the waves, and then you see that stereotypical action movie scene where you see one hand after another after another as he pulls himself out. The water just pouring over and cutting to either side.
Did it look pretty badass when I rode that thing into the water?
It looked pretty cool.
Oh, cool. Did Matolia see it?
I'm pretty sure everybody saw it.
Awesome. Thanks for the rope. Gonna climb up,
And
out
I
of
kind
breath.
of like put a foot
I am
down on the
honored.
water, like and hold the rope taut so he can go up ahead of me, and then I'll
Sure.
climb up after him.
Yeah,
Thanks,
if
Rain.
I would help if need be.
Sure.
Pull Grimtuck over the side if I have to.
So yeah, I would say where you need to help is Grimtuck gets to the edge. You see his hand just grip on the edge of the boat, and you grab onto him and heft him over.
That was
Laid out on the deck itself. You just Grimtuck breathing heavy and just soaked to the bone. Sorry. Continue.
that was awesome. Everything about that was, you guys. That was badass.
I never felt so alive.
Yeah. Are they all dead?
Yeah, they're all dead.
Hey, I killed one too.
That's
I killed 3.
guys. I'm pretty sure we're fucking awesome.
you hear Silence call down. That was crazy. Please don't jump off my ship again.
Can't. No promises.
Say no promises.
Sorry, not sorry.
I'm just gonna look around and see if there's anything else that looks like it might be threatening in the area.
Roll a perception check.
Did you take
12.
any wounds, Rain?
Nope,
12?
not a 1.
You don't seem to see anything else.
Cool.
And you also all notice now that though the current is strong, Silence seems to relax just for a moment. And as she does, you notice ahead of you the 2 almost pillars of stone break, leaving this tall column of light as you see the end of this channel just ahead. And as she kind of wheels the ship around, the ship breaks out from the veil, pushing forward and making it into this wide open expanse of sea. To either side of you, a large, almost halo of these stone edifices push themselves from the ocean, kind of wrapping around, now seeing in front of you this coastline, a ways off still, but a coastline of trees and high rocks and mountains ahead. And you hear Silence breathing heavy, and everyone kind of cheers around you, the whole crew. And Silence goes, "We did it again! We survived."
What's it
Is everyone still...
I'm sorry.
And she kind of looks down and notices one of the ship hands gone. Well, most of us anyways. But we can drink over him next, when we get back into shore.
And he died for a worthy cause. I can imagine making that journey is going to be a lot less perilous next time.
Yes, it is. I can't even know how much less worry will be on my brow. Thank you all. I don't know if I could have made it without you.
Amelia walks up to her and just puts a hand on her shoulder and kind of gives her
She
a
kind
consoling pat.
of grabs, as she puts her arm around her chest and grabs the hand on her shoulder, and kind of looks at you and says, "Thank you."
And Amelia's just gonna nod, and then she's gonna head down to the lower deck, to the main deck, and start asking people if they need any help.
There are definitely a few people that need some assistance, including Baldric. Still looking pretty rough.
Okay.
Belnir is much better, but Baldric is bleeding profusely.
Grimtuck will approach Amelia or Silence and say, "If you'd like, I can take the wheel while you tend to your ship and to your people."
I think that'd be good. I definitely need to go check on that hit we took. I'm worried we're going to be taking on water.
Aye. And I guess we'll trade out spots.
Yep.
I didn't think I was going to get to use that proficiency this game.
Hey.
Amelia will approach Baldric, and she's going to lay a hand on him and heal him for 10 hit points.
Definitely closes up a lot of the wounds. There's still some deep gashes, but they're no longer bleeding.
Okay. So he's still looking pretty bad?
He took 19, or he took 18.
18. I'm going to... Then my hand's going to start to grow with like a white light as he heals for another 6.
Sure. I mean, he's feeling a lot better. Still a little bit under the weather, but nothing close to what he was.
And then I'm going to look around for anybody else.
I will also. Did Hawk take damage?
Hawk did not, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, let me double check. Just in case.
Eldwin?
Hawk did not take damage.
I took damage.
How are you? How are you feeling, my elf friend?
I'm able-bodied, a little hurt, but nothing that is too serious.
What's your rough? How much HP are you missing? I'm trying to figure out lay on hands here. So
I am missing 7.
I'll give you 7.
Cool.
From my pool.
7
Before
hurts.
My pool of holy energy.
before silence goes away from you, Grimtuck, she kind of points out and goes, sail to the very southernmost point of this island, right over there. And she kind of points off to the horizon line, which you see there's a distinct break in what effectively is the veil that wraps around. Sail to there. Be careful. There's some rocks close to the shore. Wheel around them, and you should see the port. You should see Ostwald just on the edge.
Hi, Captain.
As she does, she goes off. Almost in reverence, she kind of takes to the deck silently, giving Hawk, Baldric, and the rest of the crew kind of a look over, making sure they're all there and good. Seeing that you're all healing them, she goes down to the actual hold to see what's going on.
I guess at that point, Amelia would approach Belnir, and how is he looking?
Pristine. I believe Metolius healed him up.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
right.
did, yes.
Is there anybody else on the crew, then, that needs any assistance?
Everyone seems to be decently okay. Grimtuck may need some, but not by much. No one seems as hurt as Baldric did, by any means, or Belnir at the time.
Alright, well then, fuck it. I'm gonna give Baldric one more d6. So he heals for another 5, which should top him off.
Got it. Fucking birds.
Grimtuck, how much are you missing? Oh,
2. Thank you for the added hit points.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how long does the temporary hit points last?
8. All right. I don't know.
Until they run out.
Oh, okay, cool, perfect.
Probably until your next long rest or something. Or do they just last forever?
Essentially.
Cool.
Yeah, that's better than aid.
Yeah, that's sick.
Aid lasts 8 hours, and it's non-concentration. But anyways,
So, as you pull forward, you hear just a large expletive and yell come out from the hold of the ship as Silence come up and go, it's not terrible, but we're taking on water. We're going to need to get there quick so that we're not sinking, and definitely need a little bit of assistance. And she kind of snaps her fingers, and Baldric, Hawk, all of the crew on deck get prepared, and you see them grab buckets and start to make a train down to the hold itself.
do you need a strong hand to
I'm not going to say no. As she take,
to apply patch?
we could, we don't have much in the way of patching. Actually, wait. Yes, I'll use you.
Grimtuck is
Grimtuck
pretty
as
strong.
well. Both of you. Hot. Both of you, come with me. As she kind of sets Hawk as as the one processing getting all the water out of the basement,
Got it.
out of the hold.
I mean, could I just put a bunch of water in the bag of holding and
No.
then just carry it up and
could
pour it
just
out?
Nail a board to
Yes.
the boards
Yes,
over
you could.
the hole, right?
I mean,
Isn't
I'll
that
fix
how-
it.
Yes.
We're just walking down, just making up ideas. I never
Yeah.
thought of it.
How much
I
can
don't
your
Uh,
bag hold?
Elduin?
He's not with you.
Oh.
400.
Elduin? He's not even here. I don't know, probably a lot. Grimtuck legit wouldn't know. I've never seen it get full.
What happens when it gets full?
That's a good question.
Do you want to figure that out now?
I think we should maybe consult Eldwin.
Yeah, I don't want to take
He
risks.
knows how the magic works.
Yeah.
He kind of she kind of pulls you guys aside out from where the train of buckets is going through, and you see large planks of wood and a few hammers and nails, and she goes, grab this, come with me, let's go patch up the hole, and hopefully we won't take on any water. This will be a quick fix, but while we're in port, it might take a little bit of time, but I can get this fixed.
We can bail the water out afterward.
Well, that's what we're
Right.
doing right now.
Yes.
Amelia goes down there to check on it and take in the scene. Is there anything in the bottom area that would be big enough to cover the hole? That would be effective?
I mean, there's definitely like crates and things that could cover the hole. Like it seems like more just like a crack in the actual hull of the ship. It's not huge, but it's big enough and low enough to be detrimental if not taken care of. What are you trying to do, if I may ask?
I was just trying to see if there might have been something large and heavy that would be able to be placed up against it.
Yeah, there's crates that are bigger than that are high that would sit higher than the hole and be wider than it.
Actually, hold on. Let me
No worries.
read something real quick.
So you would go down there and Silence and Grimtuck and Mentolius have broken off. The train of buckets doling out the water is going through, so you kind of wheel down to the very base where the break is and see these. And
We come back out with boards and nails and hammers.
Amelia goes down and when she sees the scene, she's gonna walk up to the crack, and despite all the water spilling out, she's going to get down onto her knees on the floor and reach into a pouch and pull out this small crystal bead and start muttering an incantation and doing hand gestures for a ritual.
for a ritual spell, so it's
Mhm.
going to take 10 minutes.
Yep.
In those 10 minutes, with all the water pouring in, I'm going to need you to try to keep concentrating on it twice.
Okay.
So roll a concentration check for that 2 times. I would say within the first few minutes, Grimtech, Metolius, and Silence all walk up to see Amelia on her knees in pretty, not chest deep water, but at least like thigh deep water, muttering something. As everyone else is kind of like trying to get the water.
Actually,
Amelia, we need to patch the hole that you're on.
Next to you.
oh, never mind. That's not gonna work.
No worries.
I don't do that.
No worries.
Hey, get
You
up,
come down to
weirdo.
see the scene and not find anything that exactly would fit within what you're trying to do. So then you see Silence and the 2 others walk up with boards and roll a performance check.
Performance?
Yeah. You're performing under pressure.
Oh, okay.
Got
That's
it.
fine.
I get that.
16.
I'm actually proficient in this. It's cocked. Ooh, 24.
Yeah. With the 2 of you and direction from Silence, you're able to patch up the hole well enough where it's just leaking a bit. But it's enough to leave. Once they're actually bailing out the water, you see the water level lowering much faster than it can come in. So it seems to be effectively patched for now. And she goes, "Thank you. I was worried that we wouldn't make it in time."
Glad to
Who's... Silence looks at Grimtuck. Who's driving the ship?
You told me to come down here with you.
Amelia runs upstairs.
It's your ship, Captain. I'm just doing what I'm told.
Bear is driving.
How can be?
I'll go back. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're in open air.
In the crow's nest, I would have, if I'd seen us heading towards a rock or something dangerous, I definitely would have done something.
Okay. As the ship wheels off forward without direction, you notice that there seems to be no one at the helm. What do you do?
I would climb down into the crow's nest and head over to the helm.
Okay.
And see if I can figure out how to use this helm.
Roll. Oh man. I guess roll a strength check with disadvantage because I don't think you know how to work this exactly.
Strength check with disadvantage. All right.
I was just doing what I was told.
Ooh.
There's got to be someone
It's
around
passable.
that
It's
has,
passable.
Yeah.
Strength or athletics?
Athletics.
Okay. 14?
14's fine enough. It takes a bit of doing, but you're able to kind of turn the ship back on course, at least what you expect to be the course that you saw Amelia or Silence point towards.
I'm gonna start looking around for where the hell did the people who were supposed to be piloting this thing, where did they go?
You see Grimtuck kind of come up post fixing the hole to see Elduin's sitting behind the helm.
I tried to ghost ride the whip, but you kind of ruined that. That's fine.
Wait, ghosts?
right.
Where? There are ghosts around?
It's a shatter chain phrase.
Euphemism.
For
Okay.
yeah. No worry about
Well, so you actually know how to work this wheel.
it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, go get back here.
Sorry, it's all right. Yeah, got you.
Love it.
Oh, man.
Jesus
Just because I'm pale doesn't mean I'm a ghost.
I will take the wheel again.
Oh,
Got it.
man.
Oh, yep.
So,
How goes it below decks?
There was a big hole.
Oh,
you
is
do
it
see-
currently a hole?
what?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was asking him.
Oh yeah.
Nah, I mean we got it for right now. It's fine.
Okay.
We're not
Okay.
gonna die or
Okay.
anything anytime. So I mean we're probably gonna die horribly, but not from the hole in the ship. Basically,
Oh my
given
God.
a long enough time frame.
Well, aren't you cheery?
I'm just what? What'd you do this last hour? Because giant birds tried to kill me.
I shot that giant bird.
I saw that. That was badass.
So that's what I did.
I saw. Yeah.
I also lost my friend again. So that happened.
We'll drink to his passing.
Oh, he's not dead. It's an inconvenience. He was returned to the Feywild, in fact.
Wait, it's not a new one? Every time?
No. I can call upon the same individual.
Didn't he get bored with that? Just going back and forth?
We are companions of sorts. I don't think that it is incredibly painful, but
You should just let him go free, man. That's kind of fucked up.
our spirits are intertwined.
I don't know what that means.
Don't worry about it.
It's sort of like you and the bear.
Oh, yeah, okay. Best friends forever. I get it. Just like someone to listen to you and you have like, feelings and you don't know what they mean.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Does he send you on quests?
Relatable AF Grimtuck.
Does he like give you like divine like quests to go do?
Not exactly. No, that's not that's not the arrangement that we have.
You can get different arrangements with your spirit animals?
Manner of speaking.
I think with Eldwin,
yes.
Eldwin is more like the bear, and
I'm.
you are more like Teak.
You're its
In the
spirit guide?
relationship, yes.
Yes, on this plane.
He commands it to do things.
Grimtuck's just 1,000-yard stare trying to just do the math on this. Just wait.
Wait, what?
I would like you all, as you
When I resummon him, I'll show you a few things.
All right.
as you begin to get closer to the opening in the veil, I would like you all to roll a perception check.
Wait, I thought we were through the veil. I'm confused.
The veil is the ring around the island.
Yeah.
14
So
for me.
there's if you look on the map, ladies and gentlemen, if you can look on our website, you'll see on the map there's an opening at the bottom of the veil, which is the direction that Grimtuck was told to
Oh, I
steer the
see.
ship into.
A break in the veil.
Yes.
Grimtuck.
Perception?
Perception 14.
11.
Amelia got a non-natural 20.
Woo!
I got a nat 20 for a 25.
Oh shit!
Dope.
14 for Rain.
All of you
Looking
hear
so
this
good.
odd sound, something like that, like seagulls but smaller, almost like a happy chirp off in the distance. And you see, as now Grimtuck once again helming the ship, he moves around this large rocky outcropping, and then you see these small creatures kind of fluttering around the rim of the rocks. Just tiny, probably no bigger than teak at most.
Do I recognize what they are?
Y'all can roll a nature check looking at them. It's hard to see, it's still a little ways out, but
I mean, I can see him pretty good.
yeah.
No clue. Rats with wings.
How dare you? How dare you,
I
sir?
have no idea. I rolled a natural 1. I have no idea what they are.
13.
13?
14.
Are we
Amelia-
rolling nature?
Yeah.
If we wanna-
Amelia rolled a natural 2 for a total of 1.
Oh, wow.
Nature.
8 for Rain.
8? I would say Metolius and Grimtuck could tell you that they are puffins.
Nice.
Small birds, black and white in color with very colorful beaks. Very adorable and wonderful little creatures. They are my favorite birds.
IRL.
IRL, the DM's
The
favorite.
DM loves puffins.
Yeah. Can't help but smile every time I say the word.
You guys are in for a treat.
Uh,
These things
What are they?
adorable,
I,
mostly.
well, yes, that's true.
But here's the thing. I'm gonna warn you before we get there. Smell is pretty bad, but
Worse than... never mind.
no, probably not.
Okay.
Just lots of shit.
Yeah, it's mostly shit.
Silence kind of jumps, kind of joins you all at the helm and goes, "Oh yeah, actually, the Ostwald is kind of known for its nesting population of puffins. It's
Do you have a favorite one?
I don't disturb them.
No, I mean, but you could still look and be like, oh, there's Larry. He's my favorite.
I prefer Curly, but Larry's fine.
Nah.
Hey." She goes, "No, I don't designate them with names. That's not my business." Also,
Alright, I'm definitely naming them. I'm gonna pick a favorite.
well, you got about 100 to name. I expect paper by next session. As you turn this corner, finally exposing past the pines on either side to this now open section of ocean, you look to your right and see a deep bays and coves filled with sapphire waters that meet steep rocky shores of the northern fishing village. Low-lying houses built to weather the fierce storms of the area line the shore. A few people are able to travel through the veil from the outside, so visitors would be noticed. A small council of elected elders lead in the village of bureaucratic matter, and Oswald is home to a very large nesting population of puffins. You see in front of you Ostwald. As Silence goes, "There it is. We've made it there." Again, you're all going to stick out like a sore thumb. I warn you now. We don't usually get visitors. But the elders will want to see you. We have a elected council. But if you need drink or a place to stay, there's always the inn.
Well,
Thank you.
Of course. And it won't take long. It's just about a mile out from where you are. So please gather your things. We're about ready to.
disembark.
That's the word.
I will gather all of my things, still notably missing a boot.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Serious missing boot.
My first order of business will be finding a shoemaker.
You did
Got
a
it.
whole fight with one bare foot?
Yeah.
No.
That was the foot that hung. It makes it
that's
easier
the-
for traction.
Got it.
Yeah,
Hanging upside down.
That's the one that I hooked on the
Yeah.
bar.
Alright. Makes a
My
lot of
mo-
sense. Checks out.
Does it though?
Math
Does it
checks
though?
out.
Does it though? Okay. So, it doesn't take very long. And no more than about 15, 20 minutes into this travel, you now turn more towards and you see this wide expanse of a village. Pretty decently sized, but less, definitely less hustle and bustle than Moor Beach. Leaving it large docks protrude out the front, a few small fishing boats kind of set in, a few other larger ships docked as well, a couple out in the actual bay, and a couple on the docks themselves. You do see something interesting as you're kind of looking towards the actual village itself. A small bit of pink seems to catch all your eyes and stands out from everything else. Seems natural, but it seems to stick out again. It seems very out of place. But it's hard to tell what that is from this far away, even with your orc eyes.
As we approach, can I do something?
Yeah, of course.
Can Amelia go downstairs to the lower deck and find like a private place?
Sure.
To be by
Absolutely.
herself for a second.
Yeah.
She would like to go down there, and she's gonna pull out her pack or pull off her pack and set it down, set her staff next to it, and then she's going to get down on her knees and take her mask off and set it on the floor, and then pull out this silk bag out of her. The sick bag.
It's fucking sick.
She pulls this silk bag out of her backpack, and she starts pulling out these large chunks of bone and laying them in a circle around her mask, and begins to start the process for casting augury.
Okay.
I was thinking like the bag had like a Monster Energy drink insignia on it or something.
Check out my sick bag of bones.
It's the bag she uses every time she travels on the sea. It's her sick bag.
Sick as fuck.
Alabaster would think this bag is sick.
Oh, god damn it.
And then after the ritual is finished, the bones light up with these ancient runes and just begin to spin in circles.
Okay. You see, and what you can read from these bones, if I'm reading it correctly, you get weal and woe, both good and bad omens from them.
Mm-hmm. All right. She, after getting her reading, packs up and heads back up to the deck to join everybody else. With her she puts her mask back on.
Sure. As you put your mask back on, you return to the deck. You notice that you're much closer now. And Silence calls out and goes, get the small boats. We'll be going back onto shore very soon. We're going to drop anchor here. And you see you're a bit ways out into the harbor itself. Kind of set right in between both main docks along the edges. You also notice that as this goes around, you see on the opposite side, now that you're like kind of standing still, you see on the opposite side of where the puffins roosted, there seems to be a large shipwreck kind of washed up on the edge. And it more so seems like places where people weren't paying enough attention, but it looks old and dry and ancient in what it is. And as you do, and she kind of points out to you and goes, well, if you need anything, ahead of you at the end of that first dock is the fish market. Many things can be gotten there, including a place for libations, and she kind of looks down at your feet, Elduin. A place maybe to replace that as well.
Yes, that would be lovely.
But after that, I'm gonna go see. Well, not to divulge all my secrets, but I'm going to see my parents. It's been a little bit of time.
Would you like me to pass the map around?
Yes, please.
All right.
Yay!
We'll start with Justin, I guess.
The map.
We are getting a look at a map of Ostwald. And it's exciting, and I assume it will be on the internet soon.
Oh yes, as soon as this episode drops, this map will be up for you all to a gander.
Dope.
So by the time you're listening to this will be up.
Hell yeah! well,
Would you say that when Amelia comes up from the bottom of the deck, would that have been enough time for us to have a short rest?
sure.
Once Amelia walks up to the top deck, anybody that's paying attention would see her eyes flash, and you all get 10 temporary hit points again.
Boom!
Oh. Alright, that's
Flash from behind the mask.
Yeah, like just right across her eyes. Yeah.
So even if we still have some left, is it just 10 above our normal?
No, it just goes to 10 above your normal. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. So if I didn't lose anything, I'm just still the
Yeah.
same.
So
Got it.
what would have happened in that situation if you had 10 less than your normal? You just go to...
No,
just
you-
get
You just
healed?
get 10 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Those
Okay.
just act like a buffer, so those
Got
get
it, okay.
depleted before your actual HP does.
Yeah,
Cool.
and if they don't, they fade away after you finish a long rest.
Gotcha. And if you were to get healed after receiving those temporary hit points, you would just be that much higher.
No,
No.
you can't heal temporary hit points.
No. Meaning if I'm...
You would just go back to your max HP.
Yeah, and then have the temporary
And
hit
then
points
have the
still.
temp,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, so if I have damage, then it would heal those, and then I would just get
No, it
anything
wouldn't
above
heal
that?
those.
Oh, okay.
So
You would have to have damage before you get the temporary hit points.
That's what I did. So I have like 2 damage before I got the temporary hit points.
Yeah, so if you got healed for 2 damage, you just be back at max and then still have 10 extra HP, or 10 temp.
It doesn't fill in the previously
Okay.
damaged main
Yeah.
like
cool.
main
So it
HP.
just gives me 10 on top.
It just
Yeah,
gives
it's
you a
like
buffer.
10 HP buffer.
Okay, cool.
Just
a 10 HP shield on top of
Exactly.
whatever,
Yep.
however much damage you've already taken.
So I
Also, I'll put my hand on your shoulder and put 2 points of
Cool.
lay on hands on you.
Sweet, thank you.
Also, I
Lay
cast
on hands
friendly
is like
support.
the best topper offer. It's
Uh-huh.
just like a little bit like everyone. You can just
Yeah,
have a couple. You know.
Amelia kind of looks at you all, and as she readies the small boats to go off onto shore, she goes, "Tonight, meet me at the Puffin's Nest. It's that large, stilted building right in the middle of the fish market down that way." And she points over to it.
Wait, sorry, say that again. We're meeting at the...
Meet me at the Puffin's Nest. It's the tavern of town.
Like
Well,
one
we're-
tavern?
This isn't a very big town.
Alright.
Well, we're gonna need a place to stay anyway, so might as well head there now.
I was thinking we'd just bunk with Amelia's parents.
She kind of looks at you and goes,
little
"I
wink.
mean, if you want to."
I'm kidding.
They'll just bring out all the awkward paintings and tell you all the stories that make me embarrassed. But yeah, as you disembark from the ship, you all kind of set yourself onto the short boats, and with a few rows of the crew at hand, you make your way onto Ostwald, and I think that's probably a perfect place to end it for now, guys.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Oswald bound.
And
Good episode.
hell yeah.
That fight was dope, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Hey guys, this is Jess. Just wanted to remind you that you can find us playing Waterdeep Dragon Heist on our Twitch channel every other Wednesday at twitch.tv/swordcastadventures. If you want to support us in the most direct way possible, you can also find us on Patreon. We've lowered our Tomb of Annihilation bonus episodes down to just the $5 tier. And you can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all at the Swordcast. Thank you for all your support and keeping us going into our second season.